Come to this equation. We will good morning everybody. So I'll tell you continuation of the previous class. So this is the previous class only. Now I'll continue that previous class. So we will get this equation dou T by dou B at constant enthalpy, entropy is equal to minus T by mCB. C is nothing but specific heat at constant field, specific heat at constant field, and dou I by dou T at constant magnetic field. So this is equation 3. So once again I write this equation 3. Once again I write this equation 3. Once again I write this equation 3. See here where CB is called specific heat at constant magnetic field, So this is the value. Actually I'll bypass the screen. Okay, so constant magnetic field, specific heat at constant magnetic field. Okay, so finally I'll get this equation. Okay, equation 3. Now see, in previous equation I get this equation. I once again write this equation. In that equation CB is nothing but specific heat at constant magnetic field, and M is the molar specific heat, M is the mass of the substances. Whatever the we are consider the gas, the mass of the substances is represented small m. Okay, so finally we solve these equations, we will get the third equation. Now I want to write what is the susceptibility definition right now. By using the susceptibility I will change this equation. Okay, so according to susceptibility definition, or the susceptibility is defined as the because susceptibility the susceptibility is defined as so actually susceptibility is represented xi. Actually this is called susceptibility symbol. So susceptibility is defined by, it is the ratio of intensity of magnetization of specimen divided by intensity of magnetic field. So it is a ratio of intensity of magnetization of a specimen divided by intensity of magnetization of specimen divided by intensity of magnetic field. Intensity of magnetic field. Okay, so this is the actually susceptibility definition. According to the susceptibility is defined as, it is the ratio of intensity of magnetization of specimen divided by intensity of magnetic field. So therefore this equation can be written as the xi symbol. This is the xi is equal to I. This is the magnetic intensity of magnetization of specimen. Whatever the specimen you are considered, this is called gadolinium sulfide. This is the specimen actually. The specimen intensity is capital I divided by what is the intensity of magnetic field, that is called capital B. Capital B is the magnetic field intensity. Capital B. Okay, so this is the intensity of magnetic field. So therefore if you consider this is equation A, this is equation A. Okay, and right, so At the same time, I'll consider Curie law also. Curie's law. So according to Curie's law, according to Curie's law, what is the susceptibility from Curie's law? Susceptibility Xi is equal to C by T. This is a Curie's law. This theory is already studied in intermediate level only. This is a Curie's law. Curie's law is nothing but, in Curie's law also you can calculate what is the susceptibility of that magnetic specimen. That susceptibility Xi is equal to C by T. So simply you will mention this is small b, equation B. From equation A and B, I'll equate equation A and B. Equate equation A and equation B. What you will get equation A and equation B? See, I divided by B is equal to C divided by T. So from this equation, I'll get I value. So I is equal to C capital B by T. Understand? Simply substitute this I is equal to C by T in equation 3. So here I value. So please note everybody here this is the I value actually. If you substitute, this is I value. Okay. Now you will get I value here. This I value will be substituted in this I. Okay. So substitute I value in equation 3. So in equation 3 you will get what is dou T by dou B into entropy S is equal to minus T divided by MC suffix B into dou by dou T of what is the value of I? I is nothing but C capital B by T. So this is your final equation of magnetic field, constant magnetic field. So simply I'll substitute. Please note everybody, I'll move to next page. So finally you will get this equation. So simply differentiate the above equation. Simply differentiate, you will get one equation. So I'll move to next page. So please note everybody, I'll move to next page. See. So once again I write this equation here. Dou T by dou B, for this purpose I divided this screen into by parts. See here once again I write the same term. What is the term in previously? I'll notice the same term I'll write again once again. Dou T by dou B, constant entropy is equal to minus T divided by MC suffix B. This is suffix B, understand? Dou by dou T of C, this is capital B by T. Okay, understand, this is suffix B, this is direct capital B. Don't get confusion. This is a specificated constant field. This is only Curie's, actually C and B both are different. Okay, this is called, from Curie's temperature you will write C value. Okay, right now simply I'll differentiate this equation. So this is equal to minus T divided by small m into C suffix B into differentiate. You will differentiate this equation means 1 by dou T of 1 by T. 1 by T means see d by dx of 1 by x is equal to minus 1 by x square. So this is the formula. Like d by dx, in place of x you will get t. D by dt of 1 by t is equal to minus 1 by t square. So this value is represented by minus c divided by t square. Understand? Simply. So here 1t will be cancelled and 1t will be cancelled. So finally this is dou T by dou V at constant entropy. So dou T by dou V at constant entropy is equal to, say, minus of minus plus C capital B divided by M C suffix B into capital T. So this is finally we will get. Okay, now simply I use a technique, because this dou B is divided by here, it will be moved, this is a differentiate here. So I'll write this equation for simplification. Dou T is equal to C divided by B into MCB into T into dou B. Okay, now integrate both sides this equation. So integrate both sides with considering or taking initial and final temperatures and initial and final magnetic fields, and integrate both sides with taking initial and final temperatures and initial and final, what we call initial and final magnetic fields. Understand? Right. Now integrate both sides. So initial temperature, this is the temperature Ti, Tf, this is the initial temperature, and final temperature dou T is equal to integral magnetic field. Initial magnetic field is Bi, B suffix F, Cb by MCBT into dou B. See here, CMCBT, all are constants. So if these constants are, take it outside from this integral. So this is actually T, because integral dou T by dou T, and this is a Ti and this is a Tf is equal to, see, this C divided by mass into specific heat constant field into temperature or constant, this is called Bi, and B suffix F into V times dou V. So this is your final equation. So simply substitute the integration limits. So this is the temperature, final temperature minus initial temperature is equal to, see, this is a C by MCBT into, this is nothing but B square by 2, because dou B by x dx, integral x dx is x square by 2, like B square by 2, and this is Bi limits df. So simply Tf minus Ti is equal to C divided by MCB into T. So this value is 1 by 2. Simply you will take 2, consider, no problem. This 2 will be come to outside. Okay, I'll write here only. Then B square is nothing but Bf square minus Bi square. So this is your final and initial temperatures result. So this is your expression. This is the expression. This is your expression. Okay, this is your final expression. Understand? This is your final expression. But here we are initially we are not applying any magnetic field. Finally, final magnetic field is after magnetic field, final magnetic field is switch off because second condition we switch off the magnetic fields. So here only initially magnetic field applied, but finally magnetic field is not applied. For that purpose, BF value will become a zero value. Then finally we will get the changing temperature or falling temperature of this equation. Adiabatic demagnetization will comes. Okay. Say once again I'll rewrite this equation. Okay. So in the next page I'll rewrite this equation. Please note everybody. Please note everybody. So next page I'll move to next page. I'll bypass the screen. See, in previous equation I'll get this answer. TF minus TI is equal to, so TF minus TI is equal to C by 2m CBT, 2m CBT Bf square minus Bi square. So this equation comes in previous case. Okay. So this is called magnetic field at final temperature, final magnetic field minus initial magnetic field. So temperature, initial temperature minus final temperature is equal to C by B. Here I write that C by M, whatever the C by M I consider. So put C by M is equal to K. This is called Curie's constant. Curie's constant. Okay. So that is capital K, and initial magnetic field. Sorry, magnetic field is a switch off. So final magnetic field BF is equal to 0. Final magnetic field BF is equal to 0. Final magnetic field is a switch off, actually switch, because we switch off the magnetic field after. So that's why you will consider this value is 0. So finally the changing temperature TF minus TI is equal to, this is K, therefore K divided by 2CBT into Pi square, because this is value 0 and you will get this is minus. So finally your answer is changing temperature is delta T. So this changing temperature delta T is equal to minus K divided by 2CB into capital T is equal to Bi square. So this is your changing temperature of a paramagnetic salts in adiabatic demagnetization. Okay. Curie's constant. Actually, this is a Curie's constant. This value is always per unit mass. Per unit mass, we will consider like that. Okay. Here the negative sign indicates the fall in temperature in adiabatic demagnetization. So negative sign indicates the fall in temperature. the fall in temperature in adiabatic magnetization. Adiabatic magnetization. Understand? So this is the concept, everybody. So this is the theory about adiabatic demagnetization. Understand? This is very important essay question. Please read properly and damn sure question for your public examination. So please note everybody, I'll move to next concept, effects of chlorofluorocarbons on ozone layer. How the ozone layer are destructed. So next concept I explained. I'll move to next page. Effects of chlorofluorocarbons. Effects of chlorofluorocarbons. Effects of chlorofluorocarbons. Okay. So actually chlorofluorocarbons are affect only ozone layer. Understand? So effects of chlorofluorocarbons on ozone layer. Okay. So because if you are producing low temperature means for production of low temperature we are using chlorofluorocarbons actually in refrigerator, like in refrigerator processor or ACs we are using cool gases. Understand? These cool gases are producing some chlorofluorocarbons to the universe. Understand? See, generally, I'll write important points of the chlorofluorocarbons effects on the ozone layer. See, follow carefully. So actually, fluorofluorocarbons are released from cool gases. Like cool gases, what are the cool gases? Cool gases produced or cool gases leave. Cool gases leave carbons in okay in see cool gases leave fluorocarbons in universe actually. Okay, and these fluorocarbons are very harmful. These are very harmful to human life as well as plant life. Okay, because people are continuously using ACs, refrigerator, this process. So ACs, refrigerator means inside the refrigerator or inside the AC we are using some cool gases, because one type of such cylinder is there inside the compressor. If you see in ACs preparing, At the time, in the compressor we have a small gas cylinder is there. Okay, in that gas cylinder, which type of gases are there? That is a liquid hydrogen or liquid nitrogen or something. Those type of gases are filled with that compressor. Now once these cool gases are released to atmosphere, they will create they are reacted with the atmosphere, and they are creating some fluorochlorocarbons. These carbons are directly releasing in the universe. Okay, understand? And see, these fluorochlorocarbons are responsible for destruction of ozone layer. Actually, these fluorochlorocarbons, FCC. Okay, fluorochlorocarbons are responsible for destruction of ozone layer. Okay, and these are very harmful with the ozone layer, because the ozone layer almost ozone layer holes పడిపోతున్నాయండి because of this fluorochlorocarbons. Okay, what will be happen if these fluorochlorocarbons are directly released to universe? Okay, so this is very very dangerous carbons which releases to universe. That means it is a direct responsible for reduction of ozone layer, reduction of ozone layer. Okay, because already about 5% ozone layer has been reflected by the global warming. Okay, so the depletion of ozone layer is greater at the south poles. యాక్చువల్లీ ఏంటంటే ఇది చాలా వరకు డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తుంది, ఓజోన్ లేయర్ని డిస్ట్రక్షన్ చేస్తుంది. మనకి ఆల్రెడీ యూనివర్స్లో 5% of ozone layer has been reflected by global warming. This global warming is also responsible for this fluorochlorocarbons only. Due to continuous production of fluorochlorocarbons, 5% of ozone layer has been reflected with global warming. Okay, generally ozone layer reduction, actually ozone layer వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది అంటే UV radiations directly reach to earth. Due to destruction of ozone layer, what will be happen? The UV rays, ultraviolet rays are directly reaches to earth. Okay, so what will be happen if the UV rays are directly reaches to earth and it directly focused on human or plants or animals, whatever it may be. This UV rays, ultraviolet rays, are very harmful because they are creating some cancers like, okay, కొన్ని క్యాన్సర్స్ అనేవి ఫామ్ అవుతాయి వీటి వల్ల. ఓకేనా, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ fluorochlorocarbons. Okay, so I think this lesson was completed on tomorrow class. Tomorrow we have 2 topics are there. In the 2 topics, after them this unit 4 will be completed. So maybe Thursday onwards I'll start, not Thursday, Friday onwards I'll start a new chapter that is called 5th unit. That is the name of the unit is quantum theory of radiation. Understand? So this is the theory. Now the class is over. Today's class is completed.